There you have it. India Today closely tracking Prime Minister Modi's movements. He's right now in Ahmedabad, a massive victory lap that he's carrying out where he's greeting with thousands of supporters, fans, people of Gujarat who have lined up only to take a small glimpse of Prime Minister Modi even as his cavalcade moves past. Prime Minister there enthusiastically waving at the crowds, in fact flashing the victory sign, the V sign that he's been flashing. This is a real moment of pride for the Prime Minister under his leadership. We see 4 states in India, the coal-bound states, including Uttar Pradesh. So very curiously, what state the BJP has managed to clinch victory. This is indeed a huge boost for the BJP ahead of the 2024 Lok Sabha polls. Saurabh Bhaktania right there on ground. Saurabh, Gujarat polls just around the corner in barely a year's time, in barely 2 years' time, 2024 Lok Sabha elections. It seems like the BJP, not wasting any time, has set the ball rolling already in election mode, continues to put its cadre on ground to reach out to people. They're so energized, and we see that enthusiasm as the convoy passes through 10 kilometers in Gujarat's Ahmedabad. As a victory lap this is. What's the enthusiasm that you catch on ground? Speak to those people there. Give us a sense.
Well, Nabila, the whole convoy has now passed from over here. The people have gone from over here. But now all of them are going to reach the GMDC ground. Like you mentioned, the campaign has really started. But this is not going to be an easy fight, because the earlier election which were held in the year 2017, for BJP, it was not an easy win. And therefore, without wasting any time, the BJP has fielded the leader of the Bharatiya Janata Party, the Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself. He's over here in Ahmedabad, a huge road show, a 10-kilometer road show. He has just passed from this particular road. He will now reach Kamalam, which is the state BJP office in Gandhinagar, Koba, where he's going to meet all the party leaders, not just from the top leaders, but from the ground leaders as well. All the co-workers, a proper strategy is going to be made. Now, remember, Namila, the fight in the Gujarat state, it is going to be a 3-way fight. BJP, Aam Aadmi Party and Congress. Congress is lagging way behind, but the Aam Aadmi Party is taking up the speed. They have a good vote share in the urban areas. And what we spoke to the Aam Aadmi Party officials over here in the Gujarat, Nabila, you will be little surprised. I just now spoke to one of the top leader of the Aam Aadmi Party. What he's saying is the roadshow of Prime Minister Narendra Modi is over, and in some days from now, Arvind Kejriwal will be over here. He will be with Bhagwant Mann and also some of the top leaders from the Delhi of Aam Aadmi Party, and they too are going to have a huge road show in Ahmedabad. I repeat, yes, Arvind Kejriwal, Bhagwant Mann and some other top leaders of Aam Aadmi Party are going to be over here in Gujarat, and a huge road show by the Aam Aadmi Party. So the election campaigning and all the build-up has already started, Nabila, over here. The BJP is have to fight Aam Aadmi Party in the urban areas and Congress in the rural areas. Then therefore, without wasting any time, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is over here. There are going to be 3 events. One event which has already got over, that's the road show. Second event will be the GMDC ground, which is going to happen late evening. Tomorrow, he will be present at not just for the convocation ceremony, but also the opening of the Khel Mahakumbh, which is almost happening after 2 years. And therefore, in this particular Khel Mahakumbh, the people, the sportsmen will be from all over the Gujarat, from all over the rural areas. So what the bang on target for the BJP right now is to gather the voters from the rural areas, which is where the BJP is lacking. And this is the strategy right now of BJP to attract the rural population, the rural belt of the Gujarat. And therefore, the 2 very important events, one is the GMDC ground, where the people from the Panchayati Raj, the elected members will be over there. Prime Minister Narendra Modi in the evening will be addressing them all. It is going to be again a very huge event. The preparations are going on since so many days. And tomorrow, the Khel Mahakumbh, wherein again the sportsmen from the rural belt area are going to present at the Sardar Vallabhbhai Stadium, where again Prime Minister Narendra Modi will giving a speech. So the election campaign for the BJP has already started. Now it will be very important to see that how the Modi way still goes on in Gujarat, and will the Prime Minister Narendra Modi face will be enough to get the magical number of figure or the complete win in the state of Gujarat, or the Aam Aadmi Party and Congress gives them a very tough fight.
The Aam Aadmi Party is all set to give a tough fight. What's the sense that you pick up on ground, Saurabh? Because from what we see, the visuals here show huge support for Prime Minister Narendra Modi. He's been the three-time Chief Minister of Gujarat. He's handed over the baton to someone else, but yet he's more or less monitoring every movement and development in his home state of Gujarat. With that kind of support and a cadre that's in place, that works automatically, that he's set in motion for at least the last 2 decades, do you think there's any competition at all?
Well, Nabila, frankly speaking, is just a beginning. There will be definitely a big competition for the BJP in the state of Gujarat, because remember, Nabila, during the last assembly election, it was not an easy fight to win. And now we also have the Aam Aadmi Party who has entered the state politics. They are not they are not letting them that they are just remaining to Delhi or Punjab, but they are now telling that they are the national party. In the local general body elections which happened in Surat, Nabila, let me tell you, in just 2 months period of time, there was a preparation of only 2 months. In that 2 months, Aam Aadmi Party managed to get 27 seats. But of course, 6 of the Aam Aadmi Party corporators actually defected and went and joined the BJP party. That is going to happen for the next 8 months, that several of the political leaders are going to leave their party and join some other party. But yes, for BJP, the Aam Aadmi Party is going to give them a tough fight in the urban areas. Now, let me tell you, urban areas are the cities of Gujarat. Let me tell you, there are total 50 to 55 seats which the BJP has a very strong hold. They get never defeated in this particular urban areas. But when we go down to the rural belt areas, let's say in the Saurashtra, Kutch and the North Gujarat area, here is the difficult period. Here is the difficult time for the BJP, because there the voter bank are the caste systems, be it the Patels, be it the Thakur Samaj, and be it the other caste people. They choose the leaders, and they have to choose the leaders because there is not a particular party the people who votes for. It is the particular leader of the caste who the people votes for. The BJP has to go into the rural belt area where the Congress has a very strong hold, but obviously Congress is not having a good coordination. There are several leaders present in Gujarat for so many years, but lack of central leadership is over here. And let me tell you, Nabila, few weeks back, Rahul Gandhi was also here in Gujarat, in Dwarka. A Chintan Shivir of 3 days was organized, and what they are eyeing is for that in the rural belt area, nobody defeats them. So there are many angles in this whole assembly election which are going to be held in this year, December. It will be a very interesting fight. And of course, there are other parties as well who are still eyeing for Gujarat, like MIMM, who will come in the later period of stage. So all of them will definitely give a tough fight to BJP and try to grab hold their vote share.
Right, Saurabh, we see that the Congress has had a debacle in all poll-bound states for that matter. In Punjab, what a big blow that it's been. Congress that was just about to do well in Gujarat. Do you feel that these results in the 4 poll-bound states will have any significance or bearing on the Congress's prospects in Gujarat this time?
Well, definitely, Nabila, it is going to be a very difficult time for Congress in this state of Gujarat. They don't lack faces in Gujarat, Nabila. Unlike the BJP, for BJP, Prime Minister Narendra Modi is only the face on which the BJP wins the elections in the state of Gujarat. But when we talk about Congress, they have Jagdish Thakur, they have the Patel Samaj leaders, they have Hardik Patel, they have Jignesh Mewani. So all the youth leaders, all the senior Congress leaders, they all are with the Congress. But what they lack is the proper coordination. They lack is that how they have to go about and pick up all the issues which are going to give a tough fight to the BJP party. remember, the two most important issues right now, Nabila, in the state of Gujarat are the unemployment. Let me tell you, over 4 lakh people right now, 4 lakh youths in Gujarat are right now unemployed, and in the last 2 years, only 1,200 of them have been given jobs. The second most important part is the paper leaks incidents which have taken place. In last couple of months, over 22 paper leak incidents have taken place in Gujarat, which is a very disturbing image for the BJP. Also, there are the corruption charges on Vijay Rupani. So there is so many things against the BJP leader which the opposition can actually bang on, who can grab on all these issues. But yes, there is lack of coordination, how to go about and take the issue forward to the common people. So Congress needs to actually sit down and make all its leadership get together. Only after that they can give a tough fight to BJP.
Right. Saurabh, as soon as AAP won Punjab, in fact, Arvind Kejriwal, Delhi Chief Minister's first tweet on social media was that after Punjab, now they're going to be entering Gujarat. After Delhi and Punjab, now Gujarat needs AAP. This is what Arvind Kejriwal said with much conviction. Even as he says that, is there the kind of buzz for AAP in Gujarat on ground?
Yes, Nabila, there is a buzz of Aam Aadmi Party on ground in Gujarat. They have leaders like Isudan Gadvi, Gopal Italia, and the central leaders from the Delhi have already come in over here in Gujarat. The most important factor for the Aam Aadmi Party are the urban voters, because they have a very strong hold in the urban voters, like in Delhi, in Punjab area as well. So what they are eyeing in for right now are the urban votes, which the BJP has strong hold. I spoke to several of the Aam Aadmi Party leaders who are saying that they are actually eyeing for the win in the upcoming election. Earlier what they were saying, Nabila, is that the Congress is nowhere to be found over here in Gujarat. Now they are the number 2 party in Gujarat. But now after the win in Punjab, what the Aam Aadmi Party leaders are saying, that they are very hopeful that they can also win Gujarat. So this is going to be very interesting, and we are also hearing that the top party leaders, including Arvind Kejriwal himself, is going to come Gujarat every month. And right after a few weeks from now, Arvind Kejriwal, along with Bhagwant Mann and several other top political leaders of Aam Aadmi Party from Delhi, are going to be in Gujarat. The roadshow, how the Prime Minister Narendra Modi's roadshow was organized over here, the similar roadshow they want to build up in Gujarat as well. It is going to be a very interesting thing to see whether they get a permission or not, because the law and order situation for the opposition is an issue over here. But that is a different part. But yes, Aam Aadmi Party, Congress, all are now actually buckling up to fight against the mighty BJP. And BJP also, without wasting any time, because they know they cannot ignore both of them, and then therefore they have buckled up as well, and to fight, give a tough fight to both the parties. The election campaigning have started the very next day. Not just the 24 hours have passed when the election result of the 5 states have been declared, and the Prime Minister Narendra Modi is himself over here. We have been told that Amit Shah will also be over here, C.R. Patil is over here, and all the top leaders of BJP are over here. And a huge meeting is going to take place from the top leaders to the ground workers, and a whole strategy is going to be built up that how the next 8 months the BJP is going to campaign in the state of Gujarat.
Well, clearly no rest for Prime Minister Narendra Modi after that massive victory and win in the 4 poll-bound states. Here is another huge show of strength that the Prime Minister is carrying out, not in Uttar Pradesh, which was curiously watched, but instead in his home turf, Gujarat. We know that barely a year now since for Gujarat Assembly elections to come by, and the Prime Minister there not wasting any moment to set the ball rolling. The cavalcade has just reached a spot. Give us the itinerary for the day, Saurabh. We see that the Prime Minister has just reached a destination. Is that the BJP headquarters?
Well, yes, that's the BJP headquarters in in Koba area. That's in Gandhinagar, because the particular airport, the Ahmedabad airport, to Gandhinagar. It's just 10 kilometers of road, and the whole roadshow now has reached the BJP state office, Kamalam. All the top party leaders are already present over here. Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to have a lunch with all the political leaders over there, and a whole round of meeting is going to take place. Remember, Amit Shah and Narendra Modi, they know each and every party worker, not just the top leaders, but all the party workers on ground. They know all of them by names, from where they belong to, how stronghold they have in their area. They know them all by heart. So it is going to be a very easy thing for Prime Minister Narendra Modi and Amit Shah, that how they go about for the upcoming election. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi has reached the Kamalam. He will be there for some time, after which what we have been told is that he is going to go straight to Raj Bhavan. After that, the GMDC mega event, that is the Panchayat Raj officials and the members are going to be present over here. Over 2 lakh people will be gathered at the GMDC ground. The Prime Minister Narendra Modi is going to address a speech over there. Later in the evening, he will again go to Raj Bhavan. There are several rounds of meetings which are lined up, Nabila. Next day also, it is going to be a very busy day. We should not even forget that Prime Minister Narendra Modi is also likely to meet his mother. So he might go to meet his mother, because whenever he is in Gujarat, whenever he is in Ahmedabad, Gandhinagar, he visits her mother just for a few minutes or so, because his schedules are completely tied up. So what the sources in BJP are telling us, that he'll also meet his mother tomorrow in the morning. That is high possibility. And after which there is the convocation ceremony at the Rashtriya University, where he is again going to deliver a speech again in the afternoon. Yes, Nabila.
Right. Saurabh, we see that this victory lap has just landed at the BJP headquarters. We are seeing Prime Minister Modi, who's just reached there. Huge enthusiasm and excitement by people in Gujarat. Big cheer for Prime Minister Modi, under whose leadership they managed to win 4 states, poll-bound states, overwhelmingly. We're going to slip in a short break. We'll be right back with Prime Minister Modi's movements ahead of the day. Stay with us.